A judge in Waukesha County will now decide if the second Slender Man defendant will go free. Anissa Weier is already out. Now Morgan Geyser wants the same. Weier and Geyser lured a friend into the woods a decade ago, stabbed her, and left her for dead. Our Waukesha County reporter Rebecca Clough at the courthouse today to explain the evidence that judge has to weigh.
Now 21 years old, Morgan Geyser sits quietly, mainly with her head down and her hair covering her face, while doctors and lawyers talk about whether she is still a danger to the public.
My opinion, to a reasonable degree of professional certainty, that she currently presents a significant risk of bodily harm to herself or others.
Deborah Collins is a psychologist who was first hired by the defense to testify about Morgan's mental competency after she was arrested for stabbing Payton Leutner 19 times, while her friend Anissa Weier urged her on. The three girls were 12 years old at the time. Morgan and Anissa said they did it to appease the fictional character Slender Man. Both of the girls were found guilty of attempted homicide by mental disease or defect and sentenced to mental health facilities. Anissa was granted conditional release. Now Morgan wants the same. In fact, this is the third time trying for one. In 2022, when Morgan was trying for conditional release, Collins said Morgan made some concerning statements.
Ms. Geyser told her treating psychiatrist that she had never heretofore suffered from psychotic symptoms, but rather that she was faking those.
Collins says Morgan has had psychiatric issues before she was ever institutionalized and doesn't believe she is faking anything. On top of that, she says only last year Morgan again made a statement in therapy that has her worried.
The session on October 24th included, quote, "How do you think I was able to repeatedly stab my best friend and face," referring to the co-defendant, "thought she was all the brains. I was pulling her along too. I didn't care. I couldn't care. I've never known how to care." End of quote. The recency of it relative to her petition for conditional release, the reference to her co-defendant and to herself, that was a potential red flag, at least for me.
The defense argues Morgan is ready to be released to the community, especially since her conditional release would happen slowly over many months, according to whatever plan is decided by the judge and the mental health institution.
Over that period of time, if Morgan continues on the track she's on and continues doing the things that you describe here, then you would say it's appropriate for her to be in the community.
Payton Leutner's parents have been here through this whole hearing, listening in over Zoom. The judge will ultimately decide if Morgan Geyser can be released back into the community. The hearing will resume again tomorrow. Reporting in Waukesha County, Rebecca Clough, TMJ4 News.